share with us what are some of those biggest misconceptions that you see when people are new to the game? They either they find themselves on the wrong side of the door, or for the reasons that you mentioned, they decide, okay, I'm actually going to do it. What do you see them struggling with at the beginning?
One of the misconceptions is that our profiles should look just like everyone else's profile. And especially at the C-suite level, that is a horrible idea because most C-suite executives have skeletal LinkedIn profiles.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely very, very little on there. They have their job titles going back to when they got their MBA. They've got their school, and they've got something about their current position and very little else. Of course, they have a great picture because, you know, if you're working for a corporation, your marketing people wouldn't let you get by without having a great picture. And they might even have a company banner,
Mm-hmm.
and that's great. But if you're trying to emulate a CEO that has a skeletal profile, it's not going to advantage you because LinkedIn is a search engine, and search engines eat keywords for breakfast. That's how we feed a search engine. If you have a skeletal profile, that is, you have very little text, there's nothing to find you. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
to distinguish you. Besides not being found by the search engine, when somebody that might want to work for you looks at your profile, they're not attracted. So in this day of the Great Resignation, my goodness, we are having a whole new audience that is looking for the leader that they want to work for next.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many people out there actively willing to sign up anywhere else with any better leader than they currently are having. And if you are a great leader, but you don't have a great profile and it doesn't show how you lead and how you lead with passion and purpose and what your principles are, why would I want to come work with you? And so those are some of the reasons that you would want to have a great profile. And I forgot your base question, I think.
I think it was about that, right? Like, what are some
Okay.
of the misconceptions? But there's so many ways we could go with that.
Oh, yes.
I like what you mentioned about the skeletal profile, because one of the biggest mistakes that I see people do, you mentioned the banner, you mentioned the headline. A lot of people just list their job, and it's like it's such a valuable real estate.
It
It,
is.
it, it follows you everywhere. But I see a big mistake that people do is that they can create a company page, because a lot of people just, let's say they are that executive that they were a company, now they're doing consulting on something on their own, they go and list it, but it doesn't look professional because they didn't create the company page, right? And it looks like a random banner there.